Hi. Um, Alright, I've just got back from today's run and I've altered the settings in the camera on both positions, so we're going to be doing the same thing as yesterday in that I'm going to stop, change over the camera to position 2, which changes over a whole load of settings, and show you samples from each section. Difference with today is this is England. Today is completely overcast. So yesterday we had strong sunshine and those intense shadows and sunshine with which the camera actually coped quite well. But today it's just overcast, so there's no shadows. So this makes the comparisons really difficult to do. But what can I say? This is December, this is England. In England you can get 4 different seasons in one day, let alone differences in the weather from day to day. But we'll start off, I'll just show you the settings that I chose for the 2 positions on the camera. Here's setting 1. Okay, here's setting position 1. I've turned down the sensitivity of the mic, and I found this setting Tall HD 960p, which we're going to give a go. To, and quality remains high. I've changed the white balance to overcast 7500K. Here I am just buggering around with some of the lights and what have you. I'm leaving the lighting on centered. These are the changes I've made on position 1. Now what I didn't notice about this new 960p setting was that it completely changes the aspect ratio. As you can see, there's the 2 movies from today imported into iPhoto, and as you can see, the aspect ratio on the one on the right is much squarer. Now YouTube displays these things at 16:9 aspect ratio, so either it's going to crop it or it's going to squash it and flatten it. I honestly don't know until it's uploaded to YouTube exactly what that's going to do. It might look ridiculous. We'll see. Okay, and here's position 2. Action HD 720. I'm turning down the mic sensitivity there because it doesn't pick up. You know, the cam is right in front of the bike, right in the front. All it does is pick up wind noise. The frame rate again has changed up to 30. We're looking at metering. It's being centered. I'm having a look, but I'm not going to change that. It doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, it does. I changed it to average. Yeah, that's right. You can see, like, with 2 totally different configurations available in the camera, and all these different permutations available in the settings, this could rapidly become very complicated. And I can see myself hitting the reset to default button quite a lot, to be quite honest. But there we go. That's position 2 set in those particular settings. Okay, all that's left to do now is to actually get on the bike and go. Hi, day 2 of testing the new motorbike cam. Here is the mount that Stevie kindly stuck on yesterday, and I've altered all the settings. It's much more overcast today, but I've altered all the settings. I'm going to be running exactly the same route, stopping in exactly the same place and changing over all the settings on the bike. So one of my 2 favourite things in life are cameras and motorbikes, so this is quite a good little project for me. So here we go. Okay, here we go. We're just leaving Tewkesbury. We've just passed Morrison's on the way to the M5 junction. I'm going to turn off left before that to get onto the roads I want to use. And this is the 960p setting, and as you can see, I think it's a hell of a lot better than the 1080p we did yesterday. You're not getting the juddering from the camera being unable to cope with the amount of data it's processing. although it does do it in that strange square format. It actually looks alright on my editor, which is iMovie. I'm not quite sure whether it's cropped it, but was definitely getting the whole picture. So my attention is shifting now from yesterday's definite decision to leave it on 720. 960 looks okay to me. We won't know until I've uploaded it to YouTube whether it looks alright to YouTube, because the whole point of this exercise is to upload things to YouTube. Okay, we've gone through the industrial estate now, and we're leaving Tewkesbury, and we're heading out to the Breedon Road. This is exactly the same route I did yesterday. As you can see, it's nice, isn't it? It's smooth. That's what I'm interested in. It's smooth when you subtract the vibration from the actual road. And we're off, and it's coping very well. Yeah, it looks fine to me. So yeah, I think this is now firm decision number 2 is to leave it on 960p and mess around with those settings. Yeah. Okay, a bit further on, and this is the judgeriest bit we had yesterday. And as you can see, although this is not these vibrations caused by this crawling road surface, but it's better. You're not getting the judders from the processing in the camera. So this is about the fastest bit of the ride. Although, remember, I'm still scrubbing in my tyres, so I'm not going above 60 on this bit. And again, it seems fine. I'm quite happy with that, given that it's overcast, given that I haven't done anything to affect the good exposure control. Okay, here we are. I've swapped. I've stopped and I've swapped over to position 2 on the camera, so we're now recording in 720p. And we're coming up. I completely forgot to stop in the same position that I did yesterday. One of the disadvantages, one of the reasons was it's so bloody cold today. I'll tell you, I got a lot colder today than I did yesterday doing this. So, dear viewer, don't tell me I don't make sacrifices, you know, for your sake, which is a complete lie, because I'm doing this for my own amusement. Right, here we are. We're about to join the A46 again, and we're in 720p. Notice you can't read the signpost opposite, which is a bit of a shame. But here we go, and I forget now, because even though I've made minimal settings changes, I've forgotten exactly, so I'm giving this commentary, I've forgotten exactly what I did to the 720p one, but it looks fine. Is this the one I changed it to overcast on? I can't remember. But it looks fine, doesn't it? Again, the camera is having no problems. It's nice and smooth. But the trouble is it's 720p, so you lack detail, and that is why. You see, you'd have a job reading that sign we've just passed. Although it's fine, it's a good fallback position, this one, I think. Okay, here we are, we're going along. As you can see, it's 40-mile-an-hour limit. Notice this green beetle in front of me. I'm showing you this to show what filtering is like in the UK. In the States, you're not allowed to filter. In the UK, you're encouraged to do it. This beetle was in front of me on the 50-mile-an-hour A46 and was pulling away from me, so he was actually breaking the speed limit. So in other words, to get to this point, he was risking points on his licence, and I wasn't. And here we are, they've stopped at the traffic lights. In the UK you can just filter, so I can just go up the outside of these people. It's okay to go on this red marked portion here because it's surrounded by dotted lines rather than solid lines. If it was solid I wouldn't allow to do it. But I've now overtaken that green beetle. He risked his licence getting here, I didn't, and I'm in front. So, you know, who's the idiot, really? One of the joys of motorcycling. Plus, remember, I'm bloody cold. Okay, and the last little clip I'm going to show you is coming into Tewkesbury. I don't know why I'm bothering to do the town thing today, because we haven't got the low sun and the strong shadows and strong sunlight because of the overcast conditions. But in case it made any difference at all to the lighting conditions, here we are in town in 720p on an overcast day, and as you can see it's absolutely fine, so this will be a good fallback. That knocking sound was the postman on the door, who's just delivered me my Christmas reading book. Well, that's it. That's day 2 of the test. I think we've made progress. I'm particularly interested in the 960p first load of settings and how that's going to look when it's uploaded to YouTube. So, without further ado, we shall stop this video just here, and I will get around to loading it up to YouTube, which reminds me I must order fibre because it's taking bloody ages to upload them. See you next time.